Loudmouth Radio Network. This broadcast is being fed via internet at blogtalkradio.com/loudmouthradio. Tonight's show in the studio with Sonny is happening in your neck of the woods, broadcasting from the metro Atlanta area. We'd like to thank all of our listeners for tuning in each and every week with our specialized shows Monday through Thursday on Loudmouth Radio. If you haven't developed and downloaded the app on your iPhone or Android, please do so. You can actually hear us now on Stitcher Radio, which is STITCHER. It's a great, fantastic app for all my app lovers out there in the world that are making things easy by listening right from their mobile phones or devices, such as your tablets or even your PC. Stitcher puts us in over 4 million dashboards, as well as the iPhone and Android apps. So we're really excited about that. And I want to say to all my listeners that we're just so grateful for this week. We're actually are preparing and going into a new forum, and we're excited about the broadcast that we've been doing thus far, and we really appreciate everyone listening to all of our shows, giving us feedback, tweeting us, touching us on Facebook. So for all of those that are online right now, you can connect with us on Facebook at Loudmouth Online, and that's Loudmouth with 2 Ds, as well as also on Twitter at Loudmouth, LOUDDMOUTH. And we broadcast these shows to make sure that we're able to bring you guys some of the best in personal development, higher consciousness, hot topics, social and current events and issues, as well as entertainment. My show, I think, stimulates and touches more so the entertainment side of things. But we just try to have a good balance. We definitely want to empower, inspire you, and entertain you. That's our whole recognition piece for Loudmouth Radio. This week has been exciting in so many capacities, as well as very how should I say, thought-provoking with some of the things that have been going on in the court systems. And, we've come to this place where we've had to recognize that some powers that be just have not adapted to change. So for all those who have been tuned in and paying attention to the news and the current events, I try not to get drowned by some of the things that's going on, but, just try to keep an uplifting thought and vibe throughout my week. But unfortunately, things like the Supreme Court talking about, keeping the Voting Act in place that was amended in 1965 to give minorities the right to vote is still being consistently put in the system as a bill. And this is just preposterous. This is 2013 people. And it's just like we just feel like the water hose is still on your back when you're not having things like this that are serious issues taken into consideration to where it shouldn't even be a bill that has to be passed in order for minorities to continue to have the right to vote. That's just my thought. But on a higher note, this week I wanted to make sure that we play some of our best of our episodes on Loudmouth Radio. And Monday night, Roderick's show, The Universal Mind, ran. Last night we had some prolific, interesting things happening on the platform to where the actual entire network for Law Talk was affected. Not sure what happens, but, technology does play a part in our world today. And so for those who may have been trying to tune into the show last night and had some issues, couldn't call in, couldn't listen, we will archive that show to make sure that there is something appropriately there for you to listen to and actually be able to hear. So tonight we hope that we don't have the same blemishes. And tonight's show I wanted to play a show that was just dynamic. I had the pleasure of getting with a friend who goes by Funky Deneva, has really pushed a brand on social networking, on YouTube, has become a personal epic turn from being a professional accountant, to now a reality star host, as well as a personality that people are going to find out the most current dynamics with a lot of these different reality shows that's on air now. So that show was dynamic. We had people calling in from everywhere, from New York to California to D.C., you name it. People were tuned in, were listening, was excited. And we talked about some really good things, talked about some inside things that a lot of people don't know when you're watching these shows or hearing about these shows. So I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did, being on location with Funky Deneva and having this episode play. So I would like to take this time to go ahead and introduce you to this episode. It was originally aired in early part of June. But it was such a great show, and I thought it would be great to be heard tonight. So I wanted to go ahead and play that show tonight. This show is actually being featured and sponsored by Bright Car Spa of Atlanta, Georgia at 360 Edgewood Avenue. They specialize in 100% professional hand car wash and detail, and they're offering our listeners a $60 promotion for a mini detail that has a $100 value. So make sure you check them out to see what the actual detail consists of. There's a nice little online coupon on their website at brightcarspa.com, which is BRITECARSPA.com. You can also find them on Twitter at brightcarspa and also on Facebook. So that link and all the information is online, so make sure you check that out. Redeem that. Take advantage of it. It's running from now till July, and it's a fantastic promotion for all those who have these nice cars in the city riding around. Get your car clean. Have somebody knock it out inside and out, put a nice little high-density wax on the car and make your paint pop a little bit. As well as for all those who have these cars that's riding down with your windows down. It's hot out here. Go by Fletcher & Sons Auto 2 Repair at 7363 Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro, Georgia. You can reach them at 770-471-0116, and they're offering the extension of a $99 promotion to have your AC checked, leak diagnostic. They'll make sure that you don't have any problems with the charging of the Freon. They'll charge up the system, get it up, make sure the air is running cool. If you know, like I know, in these 90 degrees that feel like 120 out here in humidity, it's important you have your AC going on, and it keeps you cool throughout the day when you're actually riding in your car. So make sure you take advantage of that as well. And we also want to recognize Digimo Printing, who's been doing a dynamic job for us in regards to our printing solutions of our different shows. They're online at digimoprinting.com. You can check them out at 770-506-2996. They've been running for the last few months as a permanent sponsor with us, and we're really excited about the growth of what we're all doing as a business circle. So at this time, I'd like to go ahead and bring the show live. If you guys like to listen in, you can call in and listen to it live at 347-826-7520 or right over your internet device at loudmouthradio.com with 2 Ds. Hope to talk to you guys soon. Enjoy this episode.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Loudmouth Radio Network. Tonight's show in the studio with Sonny is live on air, broadcasting from the beautiful city of Metro Atlanta. Tonight is going to be an awesome, stupendous show. I hope you all are ready for this foolishness because it is about to be sickening. This is an awesome time. We're so happy to be on air tonight. I'm your host, Sonny, giving it in. And, man, can I tell you guys, I have a beautiful, awesome view of downtown Atlanta. Tonight is going to be an awesome show, so I hope you guys are ready. For all our listeners, please dial in at 347-826-7520. And for all our special listeners that are on Facebook, make sure you connect with us on Facebook online at Loudmouth Online, and that's 2 Ds. And all my Twitter followers, make sure you're tweeting at Loudmouth, LOUDDMOUTH. Make your post your comments, make your questions be heard. It will definitely approach anything that you have to say. Tonight's show is being broadcasted via internet at blogtalkradio.com/loudmouthradio. I want to make sure that we take the definite time to mention our media partners. As always, they're very important to us, and we want to recognize them always at the beginning of our show. So this actual show is being supported and sponsored by Loudmouth Media's own Fletcher & Sons Auto 2 Repair in Jonesboro, Georgia at 7363 Terra Boulevard. And I actually want to make sure you guys know how to contact them, 770-471-0116. They specialize in foreign and domestic vehicle repair, ASC certified, Better Business Bureau qualified. So I think you want to make sure that your vehicle is in good hands for your repairs. So make sure you connect with them today. Also see their video online at Fletcher and Sons on loudmouthtv.com. Now, for all of those who are listening on air with us through the chat lines, our chat window is open tonight, so make sure you connect with us and let us know what you want to say to me or my guest, my special guest tonight. We want to make sure, too, we also recognize Digimo Printing of Stockbridge, Georgia, who is specializing in the best of graphic design and print. They're located in the heart of Stockbridge, Georgia, in Henry County. You can reach them at 770-506-2996. And they're actually also online at digimoprinting.com. And for our listeners, they have an awesome opportunity to take advantage of some great promotions. For Digimo Printing customers listening to Loudmouth Radio, you're able to get 250 business cards for only $25, as well as 1,000 flyers and 10 11x17 posters free with your purchase. Any design fees will be extra, but trust me when I tell you their design work is off the chain. They did all our themes for all of our shows. So with that being said, you got to know that it's something sexy. So connect with them today as well. Now, for all of those who have not been following the great news that we've been announcing over the last week, we're now part of Stitcher Radio. So now we've connected with 15,000 plus major radio networks like ESPN, Wall Street Journal, Glenn Beck, all these guys that are in the industry doing their thing on talk radio. Loudmouth Radio Network is a part of that family now. So we want to make sure you download the app on your iPhone or your Android at Stitcher Radio, and that's spelled Stitcher. You download that app, make sure you look us up as a radio network and favor us so you can actually get all of our feeds directly right to your cell phone. Or if you're one of 4 million people that have those beautiful in-car dashboard capabilities, you can actually hear us in your car. Now, this evening's broadcast will be available for download after 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want or desire to, if you missed this show from the beginning, definitely you can go back and catch it right on air. After we come off air, you can actually download on demand. Now, for all of those who have your mobile phones handy, you can actually text and become a part of our mobile message family. Text Loudmouth, LOUDBMOUTH, at 77948. So what that means is you text Loudmouth to your cell phone, you'll become included to our special promotions, different things from our media partners, any special announcements that's going on with the radio network, our upcoming guests, things that we want to make sure that you're aware of first before our listening audience. So make sure you do that. Man, can I tell you guys, I'm up in the penthouse suite tonight, and this is so crazy. People don't be thinking about stuff when they on the 35th floor and the 20th floor. But, baby, I'm looking across the way, and I see people just walking around in their windows. And I'm like, damn, I hope they make sure they have on clothes because you can see all my everything. But that's another thing. So y'all don't believe me. I'm going to make sure we take some little snippets of this beautiful skyline of Metro Atlanta I've made home for the last 8 years. And I got a cute little baby. We got the puppies in the studio with us tonight. My baby ain't even here with me, but we got a little precious baby. Hey, Buddy. Buddy might even talk to y'all tonight on air, so don't act funny if you hear Buddy making noise. Buddy wants to speak to our live audience, too. So tonight, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but we got an awesome guest who I'm just going to really pump hard and talk about over the air all night while we on air. So I hope y'all ready. But, you know, normally I try to touch on, like, current events and topics and things that's been going on. And you know what? There's a lot that's been happening, I'm sure. But I'm going to be honest with you. We've been so driven and so focused at Loudmouth Radio Network that I haven't had an opportunity to look at other things that I wanted to speak on. But what I will share is that our team did an awesome remote broadcast on Monday in Douglasville at Tinseltown Studios. Right off of, Fairburn Road. I believe the address was 6387 Fairburn Road at Tinseltown Studios. Bobby was magnificent. We broadcasted our show Monday night, The Universal Mind with Roderick Watkins. He did his thing in the studio there while we were preparing for our live video that we did to prepare for Loudmouth Radio Network video promos that we're going to be sending out online. So you guys can see that, check that out. It was so hilarious. When y'all see some of these videos, y'all were like, damn, did they know they was taping? Yes, we did. We didn't care. So it's some hell fuckery y'all going to see on them things. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. But you know what? If you don't see us at our truest, how will you feel comfortable to listen to us? So we wanted to make sure that we came clear, we came correct, and we came from our heart. And even in our fumbles, let me tell y'all something. Y'all think that it's all love and glory. Buddy is loving me up over here. Hey, buddy. When I tell you think it's all love and happiness in these studios, baby, it's stuff that happens and go on, and you would be surprised how crazy it is when you're trying to get on air. Like tonight, I am running into my guest place here in downtown Atlanta because I had meetings on top of meetings today. And because of that, sometimes you have to run into the studio line. So don't think I don't understand what it's like to be under pressure, baby. I was under pressure today. I was coming up the phone line, trying to make sure I was coming up the elevator, make sure I get on air on time. Elevator wanted to act up, knock me off the phone line. I said, this is crazy. But that ain't going to stop me. No. It ain't going to stop me. I'm staring out the window, Reverend Buddy. I'm so happy to be here. You happy to be here, baby? I think he's breastfeeding. He's sitting up here just bubbling me up. I'm going to say, hey, baby. I got a dog, so Buddy is like smelling my baby on me. And all my dog lovers, chat, let us know that you are happy to hear that Buddy's in the studio. Y'all give Buddy some love. When you call in, make sure you press the number 1 on your keypad. And we'll bring you in, let you talk to us live on the studio. For all our listeners, I see somebody's online starting to listen to us online. So welcome. Let me see. Do I have any gossip? Yeah, I ran that red light the other day, but I ain't gonna admit it. I ain't got much to say about that, but I will tell you this: that I want to make sure you guys are keeping up with us. You can follow our blog on loudmouth.com, and like I said, I want to make sure that if you have a business and you want to have some really nice professional videos and stuff done, get with Bobby at Tinseltown Studios. He's got some great opportunities. He's got a summer camp that he's running over there. They're able to do photo shoots for you if you need to have some videos done to, because everybody in Atlanta now is trying to audition for stuff. So if you need to have an audition video, my recommendation is make sure it's good. You know what I mean? Make sure you've got things precisely the way you want to do them. And if you're a student and you're trying to build up your reel, another great opportunity. And those guys are very humble over there, so I'm sure they'll work with you without problem. So for all those that are listening online, and you're at loudmouthradio.com. I got the chat open. I see my boo-boo there. Hey, Chris. I see you live again and you're online with us. So make sure you are posting your statements, comments. You want to say, hey, we're going to get it in. My guest tonight, Funky Geneva. Oh, my God. Let me tell you something. I thought I was a fool. But then I thought, oh, my God. In case y'all don't know what's really about to go down on this line tonight, this sugar baby plump here better be getting it in. Notoriously known for posting these awesome YouTube videos from Nene Leaks to Jocelyn to you name it. Anybody that's especially you on reality TV and you want to show your ass, I promise you Funky on that in your baby and gonna show the world my hair is laid like what? So tonight is gonna be awesome. Hey sis, I love you too. This is gonna be an awesome show. So Q, have you been tweeting? You need to let people know to go ahead and tweet so they can talk to us on the studio line because we're going to open this up. And I'm going to allow my guests to come on in and share in the love and happiness. You there live with me, Sister Baby?
Yes, God, bitch, I'm on the line.
All right. It is about to be foolish. Yes.
How are you?
I'm better now. I'm trying to tell you how you got friends that be having some nice stuff. And they don't tell you the truth. They don't give you the deal of what they got going on. They don't give you what they got going on. But when you come into a palace, honey, and you're able to see the real true deal of where you live at, honey, you know what's really going on. This baby's penthouse is something serious, honey. I think I can see Morocco from here.
Child, I'm trying, honey. How you doing?
I am doing fabulous. I have been doing too many things at too many times, and because of that, I have to do things like this and say, you know what, I'm doing this radio show. It's so impromptu. I don't give my guests a whole lot of opportunity to know what's going on. Like, this is what you need to do. You need to call in 8 o'clock on Wednesday, and this was going to happen. And I'm just so fortunate that my guests have been so nice and so sweet, and they say, Sonny, I got you. So they get on air, because I'll be like I was taking the hell out of you this week.
Mm-hmm. And I was good asleep on your ass.
So please tell our audience you know, how you got started, you know, what you got going on, and we'll go from there.
Well, you know, this whole thing really got started by fate, by mistake. I was playing around one day in the basement with the wig that I had found from Halloween, and I had just put the wig on. I was like, yes, bitch, yes, just fishy, honey, just playing with the wig. And I thought it was kind of funny. Called a friend from college and said, you know, I got this video I want to show you. And he said, well, text it to me. Long story short, the file was too big to text, so I uploaded it to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
He thought it'd be a funny idea to post it on Facebook with me with this wig on. Now, mind you, I'm a white-collar corporate accountant. My family and church home and everybody's on here. Oh, and I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? But it actually turned out to be one of the best things ever because the video took off really quickly, and that's what started the whole Funky Dineva empire.
So now, how long have you been going?
I've been doing this full-time now for about 1.5 years, 2 years.
That's awesome. So, damn, this is what, 2013? You started like 2011. So now, so once you posted the video, what took place after you posted the video?
So I posted the video, and people on Facebook, oh, this is so funny. They started sharing it, and so I was like, well, people like this. I said, well, I want to continue doing it. I started just doing it as a journal.
Okay.
I would just talk about various things that were going on in my life. And then one day I got a tweet from Estelle.
The singer?
The singer.
Okay.
And she was like, I am on set with Rick Ross at a video shoot, and my makeup artist just showed me this extremely funny video. She's like, you know, oh, my God, you're so funny, you're so funny. About 2 months later, I get a phone call from one of Estelle's associates, and they're like, Estelle is in Atlanta, and she says you've got to be at her show. Get to the show, and I'm like, oh, my God, she actually remembered me. Oh, my God, I'm still not thinking anything of this. So I continued doing the videos, and then Sonny started tweeting me, and then Tammy Roman started tweeting me, and then before you know it, I got this email from YouTube, and they were like, we want to make you a partner. You know, here's what you got to do.
Bam.
You know, and I started looking at it. I read the little paperwork. I was like, oh, this is stupid. I don't have time for this. So I never responded to the email.
Oh, wait a minute. So you got people. How many? I mean, really? Who gets emails?
Around and miss my blessing.
Okay. Play too much. I want to, YouTube, I want an email.
So they sent me this email.
Okay.
They sent me this email, and they were saying, you know, we want to make you a partner. You can get in our program, and it pays 3 cents per whatever. And I was like, I don't have time for this. But I hated my job at the time. And one day I was at work just goofing off on the computer, killing time, not doing work. And I actually filled out the email. And in the first month, I think I made like $80. And I said, okay, well, this good bar money, this good gas money. And I think this type of money, and still wasn't thinking of this as a business. The second month, probably made about $150. The third month, I got fired from work. I got fired.
It wasn't because your ass was over there at work.
Right. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly. Well,
you know, corporate, they had that shit encrypted. They on your computer now.
Not so much because I was tweeting, but because my heart wasn't in it and my productivity went down. I just wasn't doing my damn work. I didn't give a shit. I hated that damn job. I hated that damn job. Them people should have been fired me. No, you're cool. Them people should have been fired me. But quiet as it's kept. Okay. But so I said to myself at that time, this story's been kind of long. I said to myself at that time, God, I'm making money with these videos. I said unemployment is $1,400 a month. Wow. If I can just get these videos to bring in another $1,400 a month, I can cut back and live off of that. And in 2 months, the videos are making $1,400, and they just continued to grow and grow and grow and grow. And the rest is what you see today.
Oh my God! So you literally, almost, truly, and undoubtedly missed it.
Yeah, I did. Shit. I did. It happened by accident. Then I almost missed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Well, so now, from the point that you did the first video to the point that YouTube connected with you, how long ago was that?
I'm trying to, let me see, from the moment I did the first video to the time So it probably was within 3 months of the very first video, and that would have been probably somewhere around January of 2011.
January. So this was exactly like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you have YouTube, YouTube was your foundation.
YouTube was my foundation.
What took place after YouTube that led you to start getting media attention with the networks?
Me talking about the shows. Talking about the shows and just doing really, really funny reviews. And the funny thing about it is we now live in an era where social media goes hand in hand with the success of any business. And they were understanding that with what I was doing,
y'all listening?
With what I was doing, it was creating a very large social media presence for their brand. And so it was worthwhile for them.
Oh, my God. So you actually you were corporate.
Mm-hmm.
So then you basically turned around and now you're showing corporate how to get it in.
Exactly.
So what was your first network opportunity?
My first network opportunity, I got a phone call after Love and Hip Hop. Season 1 of Love and Hip Hop, there was something about that show that just moved my soul. I loved that show. So, I things I'm passionate about, I can talk about really well. And the producers called me when they were getting ready to film the reunion, and they wanted to use some of my clips in the reunion. Mm-hmm. And, Candy from Housewives, Candy's my manager. And Candy.
Whoa, Candy's your manager?
Candy's my manager. Candy's my manager.
Kill yourself.
And our agent, a lady by the name of Tracy Christian, she works at VH1 and Mona and all of them. And so she said, well, let me call Tracy.
And Mona's the producer of the Love and Hip Hop series, so if y'all don't know.
Exactly, Mona Scott Young.
Okay.
And she said, let me call Tracy because I don't know how to price these licensing fees. They want to license out your videos. Let me call Tracy. Well, Tracy called Mona and said, I'll do you one better. Instead of using his videos, why don't you just use him?
Live, right?
Mona said, bring him on.
Awesome. Because I think I saw the first time you were in the audience there. Was it the reunion show?
That was the reunion show,
yeah,
and then Dirty Little Secrets was next. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So this was last year.
This was last year.
Okay. So then from there, you also, now, what happened with the Housewives from that?
So I was invited to go be a bartender on Bravo Andy, Watch What Happens Live. That show that comes on after the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Exactly.
You know, actually, I thought at first that they were doing that in New York.
They are.
Okay, they are.
It is in New York.
That's what I thought.
I'll tell you a very funny story about that, too.
Okay.
That show is filmed in an office probably the size of a small bedroom in an apartment.
Bitch, I knew it.
And everything in there is cardboard.
I knew it.
And so I had them heels on, and my was hurting like a mother.
So you were the host bartender?
I was the host bartender.
Oh
my feet were hurting. And, I couldn't even lean on the damn bar because it was made out of cardboard. Oh, God, that was the most horrible experience of my life.
Oh, my God. So, literally, you on this handmade shaft.
Yes.
And people don't realize studio sets that you can pop them up and pop them down. That's the most economical way to do things. And I'm gonna go into a whole nother level in a second, but help me. I got my little production assistant. Remember where I was, so I don't go because I go left field and go back. So Hollywood, that'd be my token to remember. Okay, just say Hollywood and I remember. Literally that night, I saw that show too. So then after you did Andy Cohen, and you did the Andy Cohen, you said you had a funny story. I don't want to take you away from that, but with the Andy Cohen,
had a funny story.
Yeah, you said it was a funny story.
Yeah, me leaning on the bar with no damn shoes with my heels
hurt. Was you shaking trying to bring the people their drinks? Was their drinks like halfway on the floor?
So I had already told them, do not let me have to move from behind the bar.
So I was sending the do boy to send the drinks.
Right, right. Well, you know it's production. You just stand there holding it and look cute. And I had a problem looking cute.
And then they cut away. And they see the drinks in their hand. All my people in post-production, that's how they go.
Right.
So literally you did that. How big was your hit? Were you in a 3-inch or 5-inch heel?
I think it was a 5-inch. It was 5 inch. They were
burning. Your foot
5-inch spikes. Yep,
how long is the show taping?
It's live.
That's true.
Like live with like a 30-second delay. So anything that goes on is broadcast to it's happening.
I love it.
Ain't no mistake. The show is an hour. That's Watch What Happens Live, and then they have the other part when they call in. The people can call in. So it was an hour.
Awesome. So then when you did that show, what followed behind that? What momentum did you gain from it?
It actually just gave my brand credence, you know, and it was, you know, I'm one of few bloggers. And I'll tell you, I guess at that time, was I a blogger? Yeah, I think I was. I think I started the site at the time. But it gave me credence. It took me from YouTube to a more serious level. People started to realize, okay, wow, there's something more to this than just this person cutting a fool on YouTube. It legitimized me.
I know that's right. And I'm gonna share some stuff just from. This is only my fourth show within the studio. I actually produce all our shows that's on there on our network now. But with my show, you know, dealing with the entertainment, dealing with media personalities, I try to tell people that, you know what, it's people that have taught corporations now how to better brand. Social media has twisted what corporate has once known, and I think that you have just shown how you could take something, if you have enough courage, sometimes you just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? And universe allows you to get fired, so that's a celebration within itself. You had to get fired to say, you know what, I can be strong with this. I could be, you know, much better with this. And because of that, what have you had feedback from other people?
So, you know, it's so funny that you said that in terms of having courage and whatnot, because when I actually started this, all my friends, everyone around me was like, what are you doing? What is that? You need to cut that out. What is this? This is embarrassing. What are you doing? And I look back at the situation now, and those are the very same people that's calling and asking me for a loan. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny because had I listened to those people, had I played it safe, had I allowed, you know, society to tell me this is how things are supposed to be, I wouldn't have gotten where I am thus far. Okay. You know, so yeah, courage. You're right. You got to have courage. You got to dare to be different, and you got to know your truth. And that always starts with knowing yourself. You just got to know
but you know
what you're about.
What happens? We got a call. I see you. We're gonna bring you on in just a second. Even with that, you got people that are been in their careers for a long time, and not everybody's still at that point of knowing themselves, but just being able to say, because you say you were an accountant.
I was a corporate accountant for 9 years.
Accountant. You didn't know this part of you at that point.
I didn't know the business side of it. I knew this side of me.
Okay. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. You kind of discovered that the elements that are, because everything is within. Everything that we are and possess and all our full capabilities within. But this allowed you to have a more fuller essence. Because I'm going to tell you something. Ain't no way in hell you could have told me, boo-boo, that you was a corporate accountant, and I would have known that because your personality from the moment, because mind you, I got to give credit to my sis that's online listening to us. My sis, you see her right here, Crystal. Say hey to my Crystal.
Hey, Chris, what's the tea, bitch?
Number one fan.
Yes, God, honey. We got to get Miss Crystal on the line.
Tell her she needs to call in 347-826-7520. We'll bring you in live. And you know what? I did tell this caller we're going to let them talk. So I'm going to bring you in, caller. So for you doing that, how fulfilling has it been for you switching from corporate America to this?
Extremely fulfilling, because now I don't feel like I work. I don't feel like I work at all. I feel like a rich white woman. I feel like I just lay up in the bed.
Look at this big ass pretty window
and just do what I like to do. And you know, the beautiful thing I tell my friends all the time, I'm now in a place where I don't do nothing I don't want to do.
Oh my
and
God.
Your life does not have to be reduced to getting up, beating a damn clock for somebody every day from 9 to 5. I mean, for some people that works.
Okay.
For some personality types that works.
Right.
For me, it just didn't, you know. And we live in a society that tells us that's how it's supposed to be. You know, you go to high school, go to college, get out, get a good job, grind. Life don't have to be that way, because I'm going to tell you now, I don't do shit. I sit on my ass all day like a rich white woman, and I collect my check. Okay.
Paul, let's bring this caller live. Paul, you're live in the studio. Welcome.
It's Liz like FunkyDeniva.com. Hey, Hunty.
Hey, honey, how are you?
Ma is really like, I have a question. I need you to fix my life. Okay.
Go on ahead. What's the tea, bitch?
Okay. Bitch, I don't finish from college. I'm trying to find the stuff I'm finna do. You know, there are too many jobs out there and unemployment is too high. No God, Hunty. What's your advice for somebody who's trying to be a white woman?
For somebody who's trying to find you an all white man to school.
Child, I done all them websites, Hunty. They ain't working because, you know, these white men don't fit in like them black people. No God, Hunty. No, Hunty.
The biggest piece of advice I would give you is to really sit down and find out what your passion is. Don't worry about trying to, you know, people have passion, but they're scared to say what it is because they don't think it's going to make them any money or they think it's stupid. Don't worry about that part. Just start doing what you're passionate about, and the universe will put everything else in line for you. I swear to you. And my story is evidence of it. I had a $6 wig that I found up under a sofa and turned it into a business. So if I can take something as, you know, seemingly ridiculous as wearing a raggedy wig and turn it into a business, surely somebody else can.
So less about the money, more about the determination, huh?
Yes, money. I mean, money comes and goes. Money is easy to come by. Money is easy to lose. Don't worry about the money. Anything you do that you're passionate about will make money. That's just all to it. That's the way the universe works.
Okay, thank you, Nessa girl.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome, caller. Thanks for calling in. So that's a great question. It's a sincere question. And, you know, there's so many people. Do you want me to continue? You want to talk about Deneva tonight?
Yeah, we can.
Deneva, do you know that your story is so imperative for the world to know? Because there are a lot of young people. There are people there in their mid, 40s and 50s that know that there's more to themselves. And sometimes you need something to shake you up.
Getting fired for me.
Bam.
Is what happened. You know, and it's so funny because I have a friend that, his father's a pastor. He said, Q, sometimes God will make you, what did he say? God will involuntarily make you do what you voluntarily wouldn't have done. You know, and it's funny because I made good money, and there's never a right time to leave a good job. You know, there's never a right time to leave your good job with your good benefits, with your, stable paycheck, this, that, and the third, and it took God firing me. And then I'll never forget the day after I got fired, I went and filed my unemployment, and I was in front of the computer filling out my resume, and I said, why are you auditioning for misery?
Oh, shit.
You don't like this. You don't like this. So why are you sitting here filling out your resume, auditioning, pretty much going and asking somebody, can you please make me miserable for another 8 hours and pay me to be miserable? That's stupid, because that's in essence what people are doing, being paid to be miserable. That's stupid to me when you can be paid to be happy.
Right. Say it again. So we got a caller. I'm going to let this caller come in. I'm going to ask another question. Caller, you are live. Welcome. Caller, don't be shy. Go ahead and speak up. We can see you listening in. Would you like to say anything? Ask a question? Okay.
Yes, sir. Hello?
You there? We can hear you, caller.
Hello?
Hey, we can hear you. Welcome in the studio with Sonny. You got Sonny and you got Funky on the line. Deneva, what would you like to ask your question, honey?
Funky Deneva?
It's me, bitch. What's the tea?
I just want to say I started watching your blog and I loved it. Your whole story has inspired me. Your story has really inspired me to be a better person and not worry about what other people say.
You got to be. Got to be. Fuck them.
I love you. You've given me a lot of strength. I love what you do. I feel like you are a very genuine person, and you're you.
I try to be unapologetically, and that's the thing. That's what I tell people all the time. Just do you. Don't worry about other folks, because they're gonna have something to say regardless. And here's the funny thing too about your dreams and about being a better person. people only see possible for you what they see possible for themselves. And so that's why oftentimes, like when I was trying to do this, people are like, oh, you can't do that. That ain't going to work. No, that's because your ass ain't got no talent. It ain't possible for you, so you want to confer that upon me. Just do you, baby. Be happy. And, you be that better person. And thank you so much.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you for your...
You hear how active you are. You know, people, and I'm going to tell you this, as, you know, I've been a fool all my life. And, you know, sometimes people say, well, oh, you're a comedian, or you this, or you that. And, you know, people try to put you in one box. And I'm not that one box person. But I'll never downplay what I find true to be me. I love to see people smile. My damn logo is my smile. It's huge. And, you know, smile is universal language. Anywhere you go in the world, people recognize a smile, even if you can't communicate. And it's just great to hear you are able to impactfully give something like this to other people. You see what I'm saying? It's amazing. We're going to go to commercial in a minute, but we got another live caller. I'm going to let them come in a second, too. It's amazing that you are able to do what you've been able to do. When we come back, I'm going to talk about some of my other guests that I've had on the line and how your story is such a huge impact with other established actors and people in Hollywood when we come back. And I'm going to let this caller come in and speak to you, and then we'll go to commercial break. Caller, you're live within the studio.
Hello?
Hey, child.
Hello?
Hello?
I got my red lipstick on.
Yeah, bitch. You better wear it, bitch. Yes.
Funky Danisa, I love you.
Oh, I love you more.
I love you so much. You're so uplifting. I saw it on Twitter. I had to call because it's a 347. I'm in New York, too. Shout out to Long Island. I had to call to tell you I love you. I love you.
What's your hair laid like tonight?
My hair is laid, let me see. My hair is laid like Deborah Cox. Nobody's supposed to be here.
Yes, God, bitch. That was a good one.
Yes, nobody, because I'm just feeling, I don't feel like being bothered. Nobody's supposed to be here.
Nobody's supposed to be here. I know that's right.
Yes, child.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, honey.
You're welcome. You be blessed.
What's your name,
I'm Naisha Renee. I actually follow you on Twitter, Funky Diva. I tweet you all the time, but a million people do.
Awesome. And this is Sonny. I'm the host of the show. Thank you for calling in. I love to hear our listeners interact with our guests and they proud. Follow me as well at Loudmouth, LOUDDMOUTH. And when you go ahead and post your comments so we can then include both of us and let us know how you enjoyed the show.
Okay, no problem. You will be blessed.
All right. You have a good night, baby girl.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Awesome. We are just having a ball. We got somebody else on the call in, too. Caller, I want you to just be patient with two more people on the call in. Just be patient for a hot second. We're going to go to commercial break for about 45 seconds and come right back, okay? This broadcast is being sponsored by Fletcher & Sons Auto Repair of Jonesboro, Georgia at 7363 Terra Boulevard. Want to make sure you connect with them for your auto repair needs. They actually specialize in foreign and domestic vehicles. Also see their video online at loudmouthtv.com. Also, LeonardCarFinders.com is actually your number one referral source to help you find a vehicle. So make sure if you're in need of a new car, don't worry about your credit. If you have some trouble, you've had past history, credit problems, they'll work with you. Get with them today at AtlantaCarFinders.com. And Digimo Printing, right out of Stockbridge, Georgia. Make sure you connect with them to get your graphic and your design work done. So we're back live. We're in the studio with Sonny tonight. My special guest, Buddy. We got the baby doggy Buddy. I just love it. Hey, sweetie, you just keep coming back to speak to me. I know you're going to be dogless tonight. You know that. This little baby going home with me. We got Funky Dineva here sitting next to me, and we got a little surprise for you guys, too. So we're going to share that at the end of the episode tonight, what we're going to do for our special people that have been listening. You'll hear first. So we were talking on air, and I know we got two callers, and I told them to be patient, and they have been. So I'm going to let them come in, and then we'll pick up our conversation. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Caller, you live on air.
Hey, I just got one question.
Oh, shit. What's up, man?
Hi, Bree.
Hey, baby. This one message.
Aww.
Hi.
You follow Funky Dineva, don't you, babe?
Yes, that's how I saw it. I just happened to just look on Twitter, and I saw it, and I was like, the Funky Dineva is talking to my college mate. First of all, I just got one question. My hair is laid like Michelle Obama, okay?
God, honey. Presidential realness is.
Yes.
Oh my God! What is up, babe? What questions do you have for my special guest tonight?
I just really don't have any questions. I just wanted to spread the love. I love you, Mr. Funky.
Oh, I love you more. Thank you so much.
Oh, you know what? I do have a question. When are you going to post some new videos? Are you is it crazy? Are you super busy? What's happening? I'm like missing you online.
Beautiful.
So honestly and truthfully, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I had a Lauryn Hill moment. You know, coming into this industry, these bitches will make you crazy if you let them. And it was just one of those things where I was like, y'all motherfuckers are not finna turn me into a machine, and I'm finna take 30 days off because when this stops becoming fun, there's no reason to do it.
That's very true.
So I just honestly just took a spiritual retreat, and that's really, you know, the funny thing is I try not to share too much of my personal life with the world. I try to preserve as much of it as possible, but that's really what it was. It was just I was getting sick. I was doing a lot of traveling. You know, some contract stuff wasn't going right, and people were trying to make me do things I didn't want to do. So I had to take 30 days off to kind of get back to my center and remind folks that this is my shit. I made this. I created this from the ground up. Nobody gave me nothing. I do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. So
that's awesome. I'm not mad at that.
But I'll be back.
I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait.
Thank you so much.
Did you listen, Sabrina? I done took over your show. Did you when Scandal, when they quoted you at the SAG, they were doing like this thing for SAG where they were talking, and they was like, "Yes, God, honey." Like, how did that make you feel? I mean, I was over here like.
That was actually to date the proudest moment in my career, even more so than the television appearances and whatnot, because that showed me that what I've got going on has reached it's transcended urban black folk. You know what I'm saying? I really thought that what it was you got Kerry Washington and the cast of Scandal at the Screen Actors Guild, award panel quoting Funky Dineva. It's like, bitch, you kind of a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So it was great, right? It was great.
I live out here. I'm an actor out here, and so a lot of people quote you. I mean, they may not say it online or anything like that, but a lot of people, like everybody knows who the Funky Dineva is.
At the hotel talking about yes, God.
Yeah, right, exactly. We're gonna have to get Shonda to get us both on the show. I went in, I auditioned for 2 roles, and it would have been in the season finale, but I didn't get them. But I'll be damned, I'm gonna get one.
You know, the funny thing about it is I really got a feeling Shonda gonna put me on that show this season coming up. I don't know why I feel it. I'm putting that out there in the universe.
You're going to need to hire. You're going to need some gladiators.
Uh-huh.
No, that's right.
Let me work at the front. I told her, I said, well, I don't know how good my acting is. I said, let me just be a corpse. I can play dead now. I can do that real.
Wake up with, like, David.
Okay.
You don't want that bitch out.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Now, thank you for calling, sweetheart.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. We'll talk off air soon, love.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. We got like another caller and another caller. Let's go here. Caller, you're live in the studio with Sonny and Funky Dineva.
Yes, God. My hair is laid like Chateau Cheray and the rain that is coming in it.
Oh, girl. Girl, you don't made my ass itch calling her.
Yes, God. Ask for cream, please, honey. Yes. That's my question. What is going on with Chateau Cheray and you? And the second part of that question is...
Oh, okay. So let me tell you what's going on with her.
Yes.
She didn't like the fact that we went out in front of her house and made them videos, but there was another blogger who actually went in her house. And when she went in the house, I guess Sheree said enough is goddamn enough with y'all making a fool out of me. And so she went to court and filed on me, Michelle Brown of straightfromtheA.com, and it was Tamara Tattle who went in her house. She filed criminal trespassing charges against us, and then she also went and tried to file restraining orders. She filed 3 restraining orders against us, actually, 3 separate times. But long story short, all the cases got dismissed and dropped because the judge was like, he's full of shit. We were criminally trespassing. The judge ate us up. She was like, I don't know, y'all did something bad, but it wasn't illegal. And she was like, if I could find something to slam y'all ass with, I would, but I can't. So case dismissed.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's the root of it.
Yes, God, honey. Tell the blogger go in, but don't let have in the girl's house.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Or better yet, let have, don't go in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. My next question, because, that last trial took over the show and had all the questions, honey. But my question is this. Are you still doing business with Miss Candy, honey? Because you're talking about contracts and people want you to do too many things and stuff. They said Miss Candy's business ain't so sweet, honey.
No, it wasn't. It actually wasn't Candy. It had nothing to do with Candy at all. It actually was just the demands. Like y'all be hungry for these reviews, honey, and it's like watching all this TV, and I'm like, I can't keep up, and then I ain't got no man, and then it was a lot. It was just a lot. So I just had to take a little bit of time off. That's all that. I mean, that's the start and finish of it.
Just go on. All right, man.
All right, you have a good one.
Now, you have you touched on a few things. And social media, my very first show, which was in the end of May, I had Tyler Perry's cast on for Better or Worse, Kiki Haynes, Kent Falcon, and comedian actress Coco Brown. And one of the things that was so epic in that show, Kiki, she's an actress, she's an established actress. She lives in LA.
Okay. She kind of had a sabbatical herself where it was doing some things, it got slow, so she kind of started doing other things, and then she came back to saying, okay, I want to do something, I want to have some roles. Things wasn't really moving. She went to social media. Both of her opportunities, her most recent, one being Tyler Perry, and another opportunity came through social media. Oh, wow.
Okay. So another one of my high school friends, she was on air with me 2 weeks ago. Sadika Muhammad, snapped up to my homegirl, Kenwood Academy, up in there, strong. She's got a new series on YouTube called Moms, the series. It's hilarious. Okay. I'll check that out. Yeah, you got to. And, she, like myself, like you, made a decision. You know what? I want to be able to control the opportunities for myself. I'm not going to wait on nobody. I said this has been my Tyler Perry attitude for the longest. Don't wait on Hollywood or wait for
somebody was happy on your shoulder to validate you. So, with this, it's ironic that these all my shows actually have patterns where people have really specified how they have allowed themselves to be developed, and through that development, their discovery. So for you, at this stage, what haven't you done what you'd like to do?
The funny thing about it is there's a lot that I like to do, but I'm very lazy. I'm not going to lie. I'm very lazy. And the next step for me, and I already know this, is television. Okay? We've already been talking to some network television, talking to some people about nighttime talk. I'll go ahead and talk about that.
Okay.
But the thing is,
we're not talking reality.
No, I would never do reality TV. I would never be one of them bitches I talk about. I tell other people's business, not mine. I would never do. And reality TV, you got to be real careful with that because it's just once that show is up, you're up. Everybody's not going to have a Nene Leakes on the roster. Those are, and we'll talk about this reality TV thing. Because actually, believe it or not, as much as I talk about it, I'm actually sick and tired of it. And I hate the fact that reality TV has created this mindset now that everybody think that's their damn way out the ghetto. Everybody I know we trying to get a reality show. We trying to get a reality show. What's your reality show going to be about? Yes, me and 5 friends, we work at the barbershop. Bitch, who want to see that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
we'll go to the corner on Monday to see that.
And if they do one more damn Wives of anything, I am going to die. Like, the shit is just tired through and delayed.
We got an online question. Crystal says, what do you think about Married to Medicine? That's interesting. For all of those who are listening, if you haven't seen the show Married to Medicine, I believe the whole cast is black, isn't it?
But they just one person.
Okay, and they're wives of doctors. And this is being filmed out of Atlanta.
And 2 of them are doctors. Dr. Simone and Dr. Jacqueline Waters.
That's right. So what's your take on that?
What do I think of Married to Medicine? I'll be honest with you. I've only watched 2 episodes. When it first was being promoted, I initially was like, I don't want to watch this shit. This is going to be another Housewives of Atlanta. Like, it's filmed in Atlanta. Atlanta is not that big to have all these different subsets of bougie people. So I'm like, they got to all be coming from the same pool. I watched the first 2 episodes, and don't get me wrong, I was entertained. But I'm personally just over the wives situation. So it has nothing to do with the show. I think the show is a great show. I mean, the ratings were great. I'm personally just over the wives and just the women fussing about honestly nothing at the very end of the day.
Catty. So you feel like it's very catty?
I can't say that in Married to Medicine. I'm just saying I'm done with the wives situation. It's just, it doesn't move me anymore.
Right. It's like, what else and what more haven't we touched or covered?
Exactly.
We got a caller. Let's bring the caller in. They've been holding patiently. Carly alive in the studio with Sonny and Funky Dineva. Hello. Isn't here?
Answer the phone.
Somebody over there swallowing or something.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Jesus could have been on the main line and you don't miss your blessing.
Speak up. Speak now. Carly, you there? Okay, well, we'll come back to you, honey. You ain't saying nothing. Look, they don't hook up. Okay, so they must have had too much to say. So literally now we are year 2. So you mentioned your blogging. So let's talk about that. When, how, and what do you do with that?
So let's see. April of 2011 started the blog, and I started that because my videos started appearing on blogs. And I really wasn't a big blog person. I used to only go to World Star Hip Hop and the YBF, the Young Black and Families. Those were the only 2 blogs that I kind of actually knew about.
Right.
And when I started doing these videos, my friends were like, "Oh my God, your video is on this blog." And then I did a video going off on Marlo Hampton, and Michelle Brown from Straight from the A posted it. And you know me, I'm young, don't know nothing about this industry. I'm just thinking, my videos on a blog, oh, my God, this is just the best thing ever. So I emailed her, and I'm like, thank you so much for putting my video on your blog, and can I take you out for a drink, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And honestly, truthfully, after hanging out with Michelle. I met her at Justin's for a drink, and then we just connected somehow. And just through our friendship, I decided, well, let me try this. Michelle's doing this, and she coached me, and I got it up and running.
That's what's up. So you have your site,
and
your site, you got your trademark, beautiful red and black logo. Of course, I'm loving that. Colors. So you blogging. Do you have people that are having you to blog specifically for certain products or something like that? Do they really want you to speak on?
No, I have people send me stuff all the time, and I have people and network execs try to sway me to say certain things in a roundabout way. But, again, going back to that situation I was telling you about this month, people trying to make you a machine and trying to make you into a corporation for them, I had to kind of get back to my roots and say, don't stray away from what made you what you are.
Right. Don't walk away from your integrity.
Maintain your integrity, right. So I blog about what I want to blog about when I want to blog about it. I don't take money to endorse products because I'm like, your product it's shitty. So I'm not going to lie to these folks and be like, go buy this, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? People send me stuff all the time, and I'm going to tell y'all out there, when you send me stuff and I don't talk about it, it's probably because it was crappy. This is honestly what it is,
But you know what? People need to know that.
It's just
sometimes
crappy.
If you develop something, everything you develop is not going to be okay.
Right.
I deal with marketing. Just for instance, some of my clients, sometimes people they have unrealistic values of thoughts, and they don't line up with the things that make sense. So sometimes you have to test market things.
And sometimes people can't see.
No.
I look at people sometimes and I'm like, when you open the magazine, do the products in the magazine look like this shit you just gave me? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, or people, speaking of that marketing too, people with these websites and these books, don't get me wrong, y'all. We all got to start from somewhere. I look back at when my blog first started, but have some level of professionalism, and don't put things out there if they're not ready. You only get one time to make a first impression. I got people that's owning businesses and stuff, and website look like somebody in 6th grade made it in computer class. Don't do that. Take your little coin. Wait till you get your income tax and do it right. Instead of trying to rush out there and just put something out there.
Exactly.
And y'all cutting out these damn T-shirt businesses. And one more person start a goddamn T-shirt business, that is done.
But what's the point? This is the thing. If you're going to do something, do it with passion.
Right.
And have realistic expectations when you do. When you're doing things with passion, I think that you have a better result when you're just doing it to drive money.
And case in point, if there's no passion behind anything you do, you're not going to be good at it. And that's, at the very end of the day, it's not going to prosper, and you're not going to be good at it. So, I talk to people all the time about business ventures and stuff, and they say, well, what's the, I want to start a business. Oh, well, what kind of business you start? I don't know, one that makes a lot of money, but see, you've already lost.
Yeah, because you don't have any direction.
You've already
lost. You have to have some direction, have to have a significant understanding of what it is that you want to accomplish, So, for you, what's your next move for you that you want, if you would like to share?
Okay, yeah. Honestly, truthfully, I don't know. And I really get off on the fact that I live life very haphazardly. I don't worry about tomorrow. I really don't look too far ahead. Some people may say that's a fault or not such a good thing. I honestly just live day to day, and I know that the universe will put me where I'm supposed to be. So I just make myself available and keep my heart, my mind, and my spirit open to receive and go in the direction God wants me to go. And the reason why I live this way is because I was the one that planned my life out, and shit just don't go according to plan. So
you don't miss your job?
Not at all. Now, I do miss the adult interaction. One thing about being a rich white woman, I don't go to the country club because they too messy up there, so I come home most of the time. And I do miss interacting with people. Interacting on a day-to-day basis with other grown people. But
okay, I do have a very important question. Now that your level of celebritism. I don't know if that's a word. I made it up.
That's all right.
Do you find yourself having moments where people recognize you on the street? Okay. And how do you find the level in which you feel like this person is being authentic in relation to you? Do you feel like you have the intuitiveness to uncover? You know, have you had times where you've had people?
Well, the beautiful thing is I then stopped taking friendship applications a long time ago. So I don't.
Oh, no, ma'am.
I've been stopped taking friendship applications. So honestly, I haven't been in a situation where anybody new has come into my life, and I've had to ascertain why it is they're here. And then the new friends that I have made actually have equal as much or more to lose than I do. I've met other entertainers that I've become friends with, and I'm a bit more comfortable becoming with friends with people that don't want anything because they got more than me.
Right.
You know,
they're not out you for anything.
A couple new friends I got. There's a couple CNN reporters in the building that I've become friends with, and a couple football Falcons players in the building that I've become friends with. So, people like that, I can't really do much for them. But in terms of indeed, but they got way more money than I do, so I ain't worried about them trying to get somebody, and they got way more celebrity than I do.
Right.
And then I just maintain my same old friendships. The beautiful thing about it is I haven't gone through that situation where losing friends is that and third, because I've tried to remain as humble as possible. And all my friends will tell you I'm probably more tired and humble now than I was when I was working. So.
And you know what's so cool about that statement? My buddy, actress, comedian Coco Brown, she said on the show with us in the studio that, I had to make sure and recognize that I never take that attitude that I have a lie. When you take that attitude that I have a lie, yeah, and it's amazing. You meet and you see different people calling, coming at you, coming from different places, and their attitudes, or even you see established people who have been in Hollywood. I love to be able to see genuine people that just enjoy their craft, they're great at their craft, and they're being recognized for their talent. So we got a caller. Where'd he go? Caller, I just saw you there. I think we lost you. So if you can't call back, we'll bring you in on the line. So for you now, you have, how often do you blog?
Well, I'm supposed to blog every day, multiple times a day. I'm just getting back in the groove. I didn't do nothing today, so sorry, y'all. I was tired. My parents were in town.
You did?
They were passing through, so that's why I didn't do no work today. But, every day it's a job. It's a job. I typically, on a good month when I'm in good spirits, I wake my butt up like I'm going to work, and I sit where we're sitting right now, and I blog all day long.
So what do you blog about?
Whatever I feel. It's one thing I will say about my blog, unlike some of the other blogs, you will never find all that Rihanna, Chris Brown, Beyonce recycled stuff on my site. Like, I don't like. And you won't.
You see a lot from World Star Hip Hop.
Because I'll be the first person to say I got a couple blogs. I'm a blogger, but I actually enjoy going on the blogs too. I got my little 5 favorites that I go on, but I hate the fact that when I log on, they all got the same content.
Right,
right. So if Rihanna had a car accident, I'm not going to report that because I know everybody going to do it. So I try to find the little odds and ends stuff, the funny stuff. Then I also try to slip, some empowering stuff in there and some educational things and every time.
But your ass is crazy because I have seen, I remember you was at some show, I think it was like Birmingham or it was somewhere, it was the South. You was at an event and you recorded this thing where, it was just some crazy shit. So I love the fact that you find some of the most natural situations and you'll post those videos, and that's stuff that people won't see.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but a lot of times people are doing things just for it to go viral versus you doing.
Exactly, just doing what I love. Something else that I started too, because doing all this entertainment stuff, I started feeling empty. When you sit down and gossip about housewives and stuff all day, the shit can get pretty superficial. So the spirit led me to start the Dear Dineva portion of the website where people writing in their letters and their personal issues and whatnot. And it's really been getting a huge response from the audience.
awesome. So that allows direct interaction between you and...
That's one of them right there.
Oh, awesome. I had a hot commodity.
No, I'm a hot commodity.
Oh, I'm a hot commodity with tax losers. Woo-hoo! Have only had 2 workers scared to date online. And this was yesterday.
So people write in all the time. I mean, you'll be surprised some of the letters that I get. And I got y'all's letters out there, y'all. I'm slowly getting back in the groove with things. I'm responding.
Yes, God. I see there's a lot of posts on here. I mean, people don't. You know, what is the purpose of blogging for those who say, like I met somebody the other day and they was like, oh, you know, like when you, how about this? What happens for you when you have people say, well, oh, I got a radio show or I got this or I got that. It was like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. But then when it breaks down, what it entails, what happens? It's like deer in headlights.
You know, it's funny because we live in a situation, a society now where everybody wants to be a celebrity by any means necessary, and they want the easiest track. And I got people now, you know, bloggers are really just starting to come to the forefront in terms of how big a business it is. And y'all, honestly and truthfully, it is really good money. And on the surface, it seems simple. Sure, I'm going to write some stuff, post it, but it really ain't. You got to have passion. You got to have passion behind what you're doing because if not, people will be able to tell in your writing. You got to know what you're talking about, and you've got to be unique. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not going to lie. My blog site, it cost me less than $10 to start this business. It cost me less than $10, $5.99 for the domain, $4.99 for the email address. You know what I'm saying?
So, for those who are trying to figure out how you can get paid for blogging, what is that? You know, what does that entail?
So, again, it's funny because I'm going to give you the technical reason. I'm going to tell you how to get paid. The technical way you get paid from blogging is through advertising. And it really just is as simple as signing up for like an email address, and they give you these ad codes that you just post on your website. So that part is very easy. I mean, you can honestly start a blog today and start making money right now, okay? But the kicker is, so many people focus on getting paid. If you get people to your site and if you write passionately, just have good stuff, the ads will take care of themselves. You see what I'm saying? So that the name of the game is don't focus on the money, focus on the content. If you put good content on your site, stuff that people want to see and read, the money will come.
Absolutely. So how long have you been blogging now?
So probably about a year and a half.
Okay. So the blog came shortly after the video.
Blog came shortly after. It just seemed to be the natural progression of things. I was sitting there gossiping, watching these TV shows anyway, and I had got so engulfed in it, it only made sense. And then what it did was created a second stream of income. Because you had YouTube with one stream, and then the blog became a second.
Okay, and we got an online question.
Okay.
Would you blog about the Trayvon Martin case, which just started in Florida? This is something that is a serious situation.
So the answer is no, I won't. It's
heavy.
It's heavy.
That's a heavy situation.
It's heavy, and that's a good word. It's heavy. It's something I won't. I won't blog about it because for me personally, it's just too heavy. And then with the nature of Funky Diva's satire, you know, that's just not something you joke about. Even if you make a slight joke, you don't want to offend anybody, as offensive as I can be. But no, that's just too heavy for me. And I don't feel guilty or bad about not addressing it because it's getting the media coverage that it deserves. So
right, and you know, and you're from Florida.
I'm from Miami. Mm-hmm.
So you know, there's a lot of activity that happens like this. It happens in a lot of cities, but with this, you know, with this happening in the midst of, you know, a lot of legal things are coming to the forefront. You have gun control. You have, you know, same gender, trying to have, you know, laws exchanged. So would you ever find yourself on the forefront for lobbying or for anything for a cause? Have you ever done any lobbying?
Indeed. I mean, if anybody reads my site, you can honestly tell the causes I'm for and the ones I'm not. And, yes, I use my powers to get the message out that I want to get. I also allow actually other people to. I got one guy named Derek, anti-intellect, that writes for me out of D.C., and we push a lot of causes. No secret that I'm gay. So LGBT rights and something is really heavy, and I'm a champion for the cause. So anything LGBT related, I tend to push. Anything that will break down stereotypes and barriers, I tend to push. A lot of people can hate me for this one, but I'm not the most religious person. I think sometimes many of us are just so blind when it comes to religion. So I use my platform to kind of just challenge people to think. I don't want you to neglect your God, your church, or your religion, but to just kind of think sometimes outside the box.
Exactly.
I got a few causes about champion. I'm an animal lover, so anything with dogs, I push.
So do you have anything that you would share that maybe you haven't shared that you would like to share with our listening audience right now? Before we go to commercial break.
Anything I haven't shared?
No,
not really. I'm so transparent. No. I didn't think about that. No commercial.
We'll come back to that. And it's so funny that how I even came to know you. And our first conversation, like we didn't even meet for months. We talked, but we never met in regards to physical. But I will say this, and I got to say this. This is so important to me. My god sister told me about you, went online, saw those videos, and I lost it. I was like, oh, my God. And in the midst of us talking, I was just opening up my comedy club on the South Side. And without hesitation, you was like, oh, my God, I'll come down there. I would love to be able to support you, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, wow. People don't sometimes understand the trueness of, people behind that celebritism. So do you find that sometimes people are trying to manipulate you because of, if they may know you as a person, and now you've come to rise to be Funky Dineva? Do they try to sometimes mix the two up?
All the time, and I think, it's my publicist and I, we're actually working on a strategic campaign to kind of really get it out there that Funky D is a character and Q is a person, because for a very long time people thought Funky Dineva was Q in essence. And so, yeah, I mean, I get that all the time, but whatever. I roll with it. God's got my back. I'm fine.
Oh, look, you got a sweet here. I'm so glad I got to speak to you. Thanks. I got my red lipstick on.
Yes, God, you better wear this.
And thank you now for calling in. She said, finding my Obama web series. So that, you know what? She actually was. She was part of a sketch group, comic sketch group that did these spoofs. And she actually had some placement in Essence magazine for doing a real housewives with civil rights. You got to.
I saw that.
You see
I did see the.
So that was in there.
Okay.
So
yeah, they mimicked Betty Shabazz and all those different people. Okay.
So yeah, she played.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, and Wayne Brady was on that.
Right.
So it's just. I'm just spitting all over.
Oh, you fine, Sam.
So it's just awesome to see people show their talent. We're going to go to commercial break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we'll let our listening audience know about our little video we're going to do.
You are listening live to In the Studio with Sonny with my special guest, Funky Dineva, the hottest, craziest celebrity host, personality, social media, mastermind, the YouTube conqueror. I'm just saying, how many people you know get emails from YouTube like, yeah, I want to partner with you? I'm just saying, Google had to call them and say, look, can I buy you? You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. But this has just been an awesome episode tonight. I think that we've had an opportunity to talk to a lot of people from a lot of different places that are listening in and speaking in regards to, questions, asking questions about life, about their pursuit of things. And we've been talking about a variety of things. We're just talking about kind of like social issues, things that are moving you. And, let's talk about this, because a lot of people are starting to swarm toward Atlanta. So I'm going to ask you to kind of give it real. What is a realistic point of view about Atlanta versus Hollywood, and coming into this industry, dealing with this industry? How would you tell a person to kind of, what would you tell them to expect?
Okay. Let's start with Atlanta versus Hollywood.
Okay.
Diane Carroll once said, if you want to be an actress, or you want to be a model, you can't be in Minnesota. You have to go to where your craft is. If you want to be an actor, you need to go to L.A. If you want to be a model, you need to go to New York, point blank, period. Well, Atlanta is one of those places that's become another central hub for entertainment, more so acting and in the music industry right now. But here's what I'll say. It's very tricky, and it depends on where your strengths lie. L.A., there are 9 billion people out there trying to be actresses.
Wow.
Atlanta, there are 9,000. But because the circle is smaller in Atlanta and more intimate, yes, it's easier to get in, but it's also easier to fuck up because you piss off one person and you're done, or the wrong person and you're done, because the circle's so small. Versus in L.A., yeah, it's harder to get in, but because the circle is so large, there's a bit more room for error. So it really just depends on, people say all the time Atlanta is so cliquish.
Right.
It is. However, just join the right clique. That's all.
Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly.
That's really what it boils down to. Don't spend your time complaining about it being cliquish. Just join the right clique. And, it's so funny because I said that one time, and somebody's like, you've gotten so cocky. No, that's not what it is, but it's only people who are not in the clique or who can't penetrate the circle that are complaining.
So speak about that. So you said that people are calling you cocky. Do you just feel like, I think, and this is what I remember, I went to an art college, and SCAD, shouts out to my alma mater, they really gave me a real good bird's eye view of, looking and seeing celebrities, accomplished people. I mean, we've had from major fashion designers, actors, for God's sake, our board of trustees at one time was Bernie Casey, who's been an established actor for years, and you see these people come in, they come into an institution for education, but if you just, sometimes you just need to pay attention to people, you know what I mean, and just watch how they carry themselves. So what I think happens at some point, naturally, the more you come to your center, the more confident you become. So when people are calling you cocky, that's your confidence. That's your reassurance and your understanding of self.
Agreed.
And then also, in this industry, what do you need to be able to handle and do?
What do you mean?
Well, I think another part of my question was like, how do you tell somebody to prepare themselves for, for instance, coming to an Atlanta or coming to a L.A., trying to establish themselves as a personality or a celebrity?
Okay, so the number one thing for me was just really having a strong sense of self, because it's very easy to get lost in this industry. This industry will try to change you. And if you're somebody who's feeble-minded or on a rocky foundation or don't have a strong sense of who you are, you will be swallowed up and allow these people to turn you into something you are not. Case in point, this situation I just went through, I need to take 30 days. I'm like, hold on. I need to go get refocused. Because y'all about to make me crazy like Lauryn Hill, and I can't have it.
Okay, that part. Have you seen Lauryn?
I really think she got some mental illness. At the very end of the day, I think it. As much as I don't want to admit it, as much as we don't like to talk about it in the black community, and I think that's mental illness. I really
You know, a lot of that conversation was stemmed around, you know, she has children with one of the Marley sons.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a good looking man now.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, they share like 5 kids. I don't know how many of them are his. Almost all of them are. But you know, that separation took a toll on her.
Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is,
but you can't lose yourself.
The thing is, people been getting left and cheated on and for the beginning of time, and they ain't going damn crazy. Like,
exactly.
you know, like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to marginalize her pain, but that shit ain't nothing new. So, like, pull it together.
And it's like, what happens when you're under you're in the spotlight and you see people that have these meltdowns, these breakdowns. To see for you, at least you say, let me pull it back. Let me get my control together. You know, sometimes it appears that, you know, people don't pull back. You know, and I'm grateful that you're not one that's, you know, sometimes people are dealing with their pain and drugs or alcohol or, you know.
You know, it's one of those situations, and I firmly believe that other people go through things so we didn't have to. I look at people like Dave Chappelle. I look at that meltdown that Martin had. Look at these people's story. Why? These people have already endured this pain, so I don't have to. You see what I'm saying? So don't make the same mistakes they did. I mean, there's a blueprint. There's nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
Coming into this industry, I ain't the first, I ain't the last. What I'm feeling, I ain't the first nor the last to feel it. Other people have. Look at this story and don't make the mistakes they did. So.
Awesome. I think you have a good point about that. So with now that, let's just say tomorrow, someone came to you and said, okay, one of two things. I want to put you on reality TV. I want to pay you some stupid dollars for ratings based on your, you know, your life. Is there a difference from what you've seen in that approach and what people are seeing? Is it still more so scripted?
Well, I'll say this about reality television. It's not scripted, but contrived. In the sense that they know, you know, I could never understand. Let's take Basketball Wives, for example. Jennifer kept showing up the restaurants getting beat up. And I just kept saying, why you keep going? Like, that in real life, like, no, in real life, if I know you somewhere and me and you don't like each other, I'm not going to go. And so I was like, why this girl just, I mean, every episode she getting beat up. And then, you know, after I kind of came into it and started working, you know, with some of these shows, I come to learn, here's what happens. You have your phone. You get 24 hours notice. You need to be at Starbucks tomorrow at 7. You get there. They tell me to get there at 8 o'clock. I walk in, and then, you know, they also say, we want y'all to talk about what happened last week at wherever. And we start talking about it, and we start fighting, okay? So situation, again, is contrived, but how you act in it really is real. So it's not scripted, but contrived. You know, they create atmospheres and create environments for you to act a donkey.
So, like, I remember I said I was going to come back to something about, you know, in the beginning of the show. So, like, for instance, the Kim, Nene, Sheree, you know, that whole triangle where they were doing their fighting and all of that. But it appears that Kim and Nene's coming full circle. Do you think that itself was more motivated because of between those women, or do you think it was more the show? The show.
So women are already by nature just, you can't put too many of them in one pot, and there's bound to be some drama. But I think the situation, that Nene, Kim, Sheree situation, when you really look at, you know, what really happened, it was really legitimate and it was for real. You know, you had a whore, a broke person, trying to be like the rich person, which was Sheree at the time. And Sheree, for years, kept Nene them out. You know, she looked down on them. Then you've got, you know, and then Nene got a kick out of hanging with Kim because Kim was the rich white girl. But then there was a paradigm shift in those relationships. Sheree fell from grace. Nene started coming up. And then Kim grew this way. She wanted kids, family. So it's just,
She was tired of being
that shit created all that turmoil amongst those friends, and I mean, it was just an ugly situation. But I think the situation was very real. I think it was exacerbated by the show and by people getting in your head, and you the favorite one. You know, you the favorite. I don't care how strong you are. When there's a group of us, but one person is deemed the favorite or the breakout, it's going to create friction amongst friends. It's just human nature. The Beyonce Destiny's Child situation, all the girl group situation, when one person is singled out as the breakout star, it's going to create friction, and that's what happened.
I think that what has happened now, and this is what I said I was going to come back to, what is your whole thought about season 1 Nene and where we are now, Nene?
So season 1 Nene, I absolutely loved. The world loved her because everybody got an auntie like Nene. She was cool and she was relatable. And honest and truly, you know, going back to the rules of the universe, people like people they can relate to.
Okay.
Season 2 is when things got a little crazy for, or maybe season 2 was really like season 6. Season 1, I loved her. Season 2, she got crazy. Season 3, I hated her. I couldn't stand her. I was like, bitch, you've changed. I don't like you. Season 4 and 5, she started to rein it back in. And I think now that the new normal is canceled and that she can no longer run around talking about, I'm a Hollywood actress, and she's got to take her role on Housewives a bit more seriously because that's about all the income she got right now. I think we're going to see that old Nene return.
You know, what she's doing, Glee.
Yeah, but that's a small. I mean, 4 or 5 lines here, they're really a job. I mean,
it's not like Real Housewives.
And
She's mainly the main one left. She's the only one left from the original series of season 1.
Yeah.
And I know that I feel like if she leaves, that's gonna shift. That I don't even know if people will still watch.
Well, no,
as much. You know, I love Candy. Like, okay, let's talk about this too. When Candy first came on. And, you know, I remember Candy from, you know, Escape. I had all their music. I loved their music and everything. And it was just a quiet spell. You know, I think she started developing as a producer. And then when she came on the show, it kind of allowed me to reconnect with her. And as another entrepreneur, a black businesswoman, I was like, I love her. You know, I didn't know all the mystery things, but I loved her. Just her overall hustle. I saw it. And, you know, we saw her go through the situation with AJ. Her and Nene was like, in the beginning. And you can always see there was this underlining. And my thought was, I really felt like Nene saw, like for Candy was on the show, but in a sense, Candy didn't have to be on Housewives.
Exactly.
So that made her be that differential. You know what I'm saying? She was the X factor. But since she's been on the show, I expect to see her. You see what I'm saying? She's become a good balance. You know, Faith has come on. You know, and, you know, I remember like with Lisa Wu Hartwell was on there and Deshaun Snow and, you know, so you see these different personalities. Also, the personalities, you feel like they can cause the show to shift. Would you say?
I agree.
So now, Candy, I think she's been on with them 3 seasons.
3, I think so.
And Phaedra, now they said at the end of the season that somebody was probably, you think it's going to be going with the wind?
No, Kenya's coming back. It was, Nene was saying that about Portia. And Portia actually was on the chopping block. She actually kind of was, not on the chopping block, she was fired. They were like, okay, thank you for your services. But then when Cordell filed for divorce, it made her interesting, and it saved her job, actually. But, yeah, if it wasn't for that, Portia would have been gone.
So do you know if they divorced now?
I don't know if they I doubt it.
I was like, woo, I didn't know where that came from. You know, it's just amazing. Like, when you see this kind of stuff and this stuff is happening, you find it that people become so absorbed with it that you're keeping up with more of them than you are with it. You know? And then you hear people say, hey, I don't watch this. Do you ever hear people sit up there and try to make an argument that they don't keep up with these shows? Do you find them sincere?
And they lying. They do keep up. We all love it. I mean, life sucks. Sometimes. So we use TV as an escape. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it makes us feel normal when we see them fighting and fussing because oftentimes we doing the same damn thing.
Exactly. So for like Scandal, Scandal for instance, I caught up with season 1 while season 2 was going on. Then I started watching it.
Okay.
So for Scandal, Scandal has established, I think, for a lot of networks, hope, because maybe they were drowning. So one of the things I said I wanted to come back to is, since you've been exposed to some of this stuff, and you're seeing reality, you're seeing the sets of reality shows happening, and then you see network TV. Do you feel like network TV is going to come back as far as like original shows and be able to stand strong with reality TV?
I really wanted to. I'm going to answer this. I'm going to answer this as an accountant. Reality TV is not going anywhere because it's dirt cheap to produce. So, and with that alone, it ain't going nowhere. A show like Scandal, it brings in great ratings, but the networks are not going to take. I mean, how many shows do you have to make to get a Scandal? You know what I'm saying? You can't just pop them out like that, and they cost so much to make. Like I said, reality TV. You just paying a cameraman and rolling the cameras, and if you get a couple fights, and now you're making billions in advertising dollars with no cost. So reality TV, and for that reason alone, and because it's a business, reality TV is not going anywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah. So far as like Shonda Rhimes, we talked about her earlier. I mean, she's kicking ass. She did Grey's Anatomy, Scandal. I think she's got a new project too that's coming out.
She's got a new one, and I hope it's good. I don't want her to overdo it because I hate when they start singing people's praises and they start trying to do too much. Like my daddy said, if it ain't broke, don't break it.
That's right.
So,
stay on the path.
Right. So I'm feeling it. The 4th show, but after that, I wanted to just chill because you got a good thing. Don't mess it up. Trying to take over the whole network television situation.
Do you expect Scandal to be stronger next year?
They set such a high precedent. I don't want them to change anything, and I think that's where people go wrong.
And
the success, and they start changing stuff. If it ain't broke, don't break it. Don't be trying to outdo yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
So let's talk about my boy for a second. I think we distant cousins. I claim him. Will Smith.
Okay.
Will has been very successful. His movie, him and his son.
I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
I haven't. I saw a lot of the trailer promotional going on for the last 6 months. So it comes out, everybody's throwing that baby under the bus. So what is your take on something like how you just mentioned? So what is your take on, we'll use Will as an example. He's established himself. Do you feel like he gets a pass for having a movie like this happen?
Now, what's the issue?
I don't know if, first of all,
I know I heard something about they were saying he was trying to push the Scientology agenda.
Maybe somebody just wanted to connect it. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, so I'm like.
But my thing is, they're just saying it just didn't do that well.
Okay.
At all.
Well, I mean,
it just did not do well at all.
I mean,
and
you a radio show, you gonna have a crappy show one day.
Exactly.
You gonna have a crappy show.
That's my thing.
You gonna have a couple crappy shows. I mean, you're allowed that. You're not. Name one actor. Every movie they made was good. I mean, you win some, you lose.
You know what I think, and I'm gonna say this in connection to like our conversation about Nene, Will. I even go with music. As artists, our life comes through our work. If you really pay attention, if you really become a fan and you connect with somebody, just watch them. I'm gonna use Usher, R. Kelly as an example. Usher's best damn CD, Confessions 2. That thing was so stupid because it was in the height of him going through what he was going through with his wife, relationships and stuff like that. So a lot of times things that's going on in your personal life affect your profession. And, Will and Jada had a lot of stuff going on as far as rumors about their marriage. Timing-wise, this probably might have been coming out of that situation, and then like Nene, you talked about how she was like this in one part of the season, now she's going into another direction. I feel like a lot of that comes from, maybe what's going on in people's lives.
Yeah, but his personal life ain't got nothing to do with the plot. for the script. I mean,
well, I don't know if he wrote the plot. You know what? He could have told.
You know, I don't think they're saying his acting was bad. If they were saying his acting was bad, then I could say
we need to move it.
Then they're talking about the movie. I mean, he has no control of the script, and he didn't write the movie, so it probably just a bad movie.
It's probably just a bad movie. Well, for him, I think that the biggest humbug about it is that Will normally does movies. Notoriously, his 4th of July releases normally do well. But I think for him, this is the first time he's not considered a box office hit.
Well, I think the other thing is too. Don't nobody want to see no movie with 2 people in it. I think you know what I'm saying.
But you know what? Well, look. Tom Hanks had Wilson.
You know, and
on the damn island.
And then I'm going to tell you what the other thing is too.
He did not do another one.
Will is a
Castaway or something.
Will is a star. I think people looked at the situation like, oh, you kind of cocky, you and your son doing this. We're like, bitch, we don't want to come see both of y'all.
Well, shit, he did great in Happiness.
But that's the Happiness. But see, the difference is
a story that
and people like cute little kids. Oh, look at this cute little boy. This boy's grown now.
He acting boy.
Y'all ain't gonna take all our damn money and build no empire with it. Like he should have went and got another name. Jaden Smith is not a big name actor. So Will, I mean, don't nobody.
And he did well with Karate Kid.
In essence, don't nobody want to see no movie with one person in it, which is Will.
Right.
You know, like.
Well, you know what, and he did.
Not to mention that other movie that he did. Where he was just.
Yeah.
And I think it made a lot of people. Yeah, I think it made a lot of people go back to that. And don't get me wrong, that movie was good, but I've never seen it again. I have no interest in watching it again. I can't remember the name of it. But he was the only person left on Earth.
And then they found other people.
So in essence, you did this already.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? There was a conversation. This has been. So this is the thing. Do you challenge yourself as an artist to do something totally crazy and try to do something different to where it challenges you as an actor or a director?
So when it comes to my craft, honestly and truthfully, and that's why sometimes my videos are few far in between, I don't do anything. I just sit there when the spirit tells me to move, I move. But as it relates to, building the brand and handling the business aspect of it, yeah, I do challenge myself. I look at my blog. I'm like, okay, you got to do something to get your numbers up. I look at the videos. I've got 122 videos, 120 something on YouTube now. So now it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, what next? You can't just sit on YouTube forever. So now I'm pushing myself to break out of that and to honestly, do the television, do the radio situation. So from the business aspect, I always challenge myself. But from the creative aspect, honestly and truthfully, I take no credit. I just sit and let the spirit use me.
Awesome. Look, we're going to open up the studio lines for our last few minutes for our callers to call in and speak to us live because we're getting ready to wrap this thing. So if you're listening in, you're online listening to us, I hope you tweeted us at Loudmouth. Use the hashtag FunkyDineva, Loudmouth Radio, so we know that you have commented about this actual show. You can call us at 347-826-7520, and we'll bring you in. We only got a few more minutes. We're going to talk on air. And we got a question that was posted. Oh, my God. Did you see about Chad? Chad Johnson, Ochocinco, had a domestic charge with the court, trying to get out of the situation. The judge is watching this whole little parameter in which, okay, I'm going to allow you, Chad, freedom. Chad, a NFL football player, taps his attorney on the ass. This is a common gesture, right? Why the judge is like, okay, you think that's funny? Send the baby off to jail for 30 days. What's your take?
She had it out for him, and it was one of those situations. It's so funny because I'll give you a similar story. I think she had it out for him, and she couldn't get him on what he was there for, and so she found anything she could get him on, and she abused her power to exercise her frustration. Similarly, when we went to court with Sheree, it was one of those things where originally I was not going to hire a lawyer because I was like, this is simple. I didn't do anything. The video shows that I'm not on her property. This should be a slam dunk. Well, bitch, I almost ended up in jail, fucking around with Sheree because the judge looked at the video, and for whatever reason, Funky Dineva is not everybody's cup of tea. It's just not. And she didn't find the shit funny at all. She thought, she let it be known, y'all are grown, this is disgusting, y'all need to grow up. I mean, she ripped me a new one, and then she started flipping through the books and was like, this is disorderly conduct. And she tried to give me disorderly conduct, and then my attorney said, no, open up your book. Look at the criteria of disorderly conduct. This does not fit disorderly conduct. And so, so my attorney, finally broke it down to her and said, listen, there's no secret you don't like it. It ain't your cup of tea. What he did may, be immoral in your book, but it's not illegal. And the judge said to myself, she said, you guys barely getting out of here. And she said, if I ever see you in my courtroom again, I'm going to nail your ass. She was like, you lucky I cannot find something in this book to get you on. Because, so sometimes these judges, take their personal feelings out and abuse the law, and I think that's what happened. I
feel the same way. I think I saw the video, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
And, the statement was to the Chad was that you got a great lawyer. Right. And then minutes later, you slapping him in jail.
Right.
So I think that, it's unfortunate, but you got to be conscious, to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You got to protect your brand, and also be conscious.
Mm-hmm.
I have some situations, internet radio allows you a lot of room. It's not FCC regulated, which means that it's not as censored as your traditional mainstream radio is. Let me ask you this. Have you ever really listened to, like, Michael Bazin?
I don't like Michael Bazin. I've listened to it. I don't
Michael Bazin, George Wilburn, off air. Frank Ski,
like
Wanda, off air.
Mm-hmm.
So you have people that are carrying ratings.
Yep.
And the power move like that happens.
Yep.
What do you define that as?
It's all about the business. But then again, the Michael Bazin situation is crazy because Mike wanted more money and he felt like his brand commanded more money. And he felt like he's worth more by all means. Get it? Frank walked.
Same thing.
Frank walked solely because he felt like he had been in the same place for too long. I don't know. I don't know. It's tricky, especially with black radio. You know what I'm saying? When our power players that have the carrier ratings come off. But then some people can look at it as a blessing, seeing that it freed up spaces for people like you to come along, maybe take their job. So, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you wonder that, like, for instance, our platform right now, we had a capability, like you said, yes or no. I could come back, retreat, you could say, wait, stop. I don't want to do this. So do you feel like there's this situation that you, like I said, a network comes along and says, okay, I'm going to give you this, and you have this situation where you have more control, and you can, but then the big will come along and say, well, I'm going to put you in this situation.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because that's kind of the situation I'm in now. You only going to get but so far on your own. At a certain point, when you want your brand to become a global brand, a national brand, or you really want to start making the big dollars, it's inevitable, but you got to sell a portion of your soul. You see what I'm saying? But I just make sure I'm willing to sell 20%.
Okay, know your percent.
Know your percent. Long as I retain the largest portion of my soul, because it's a give and a take. These people, they can't come invest $1 million in you, and you think you just going to do what you want to do with these people money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything comes along with stipulations and a price. I mean, yeah, we're going to give you $2 million, but you're going to tap dance for us for a little bit, too. And so, I sell the 20 just as long as I can keep it up to 20. I sell up to 20. But, so, it's a give and a take. It's a game. It's political, going back to what I was saying about moving to Atlanta entertainment circle, about pissing folks off, this and the third. If you notice, I don't talk too bad about people in Atlanta because, bitch, I got to live here. Okay? I'm not going to be in the grocery store, y'all running up on me, trying to beat me up. And I'll never forget, I did some stuff with V103, and I called Miss Sophia for some advice, as somebody who was there. and I said, Sophia.
Was this why Sophia was on there?
No, this was after. And I said, give me some advice. And if you, she said, do not be going up there talking about these Atlanta celebrities real bad on this radio, because when V103 see you on these live remote broadcasts, they ain't gonna send no security out there with you. And I've had situations where people have heard on the radio, I'm gonna be in front of so and so club, and have driven out there and tried to fight me. And that's the real deal. So, I forgot where we were going, but that's the real deal.
Wow. So for you at this point, over the next, I know you've been in your hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing we got going on is kind of show the audience what you got going on. I know you said the hip-hop was coming up.
I don't know if they're going to invite me back to the reunion this time around, and I don't know. I'm just wait on that call, wait on that email. But what else got going up? You guys can definitely be expecting some more TV situations. Those have already kind of been put in motion. We're looking at strengthening the blog. I'm considering coming back to radio. We'll see. And just, we got an apparel line. We've got, I'm really, because I'm not a
You've been listening to In the Studio with Sonny, my special guest, Funky Dineva, from the hit YouTube video feed of Funky Dineva on YouTube.com. I want to make sure that everybody knows that this was an awesome show and episode. I wanted to play. It was one of my favorite episodes thus far for me. My show is still very young, considering the factor that I've actually been broadcasting my show only for a few weeks while I've been producing the other shows that's on Loudmouth Radio. But I think it's important that you hear people that's doing big things and also moving and shaking in their community. Funky Dineva, like he said in the beginning of his actual interview, that he was an accountant working in a corporate environment every day. But key thing is, he said he hated his job. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to do because he wasn't feeling it. And he got to a point where he sought and seeked out the things that was of interest to him and that gave him the ultimate desire of his heart, which allowed him to have more freedom to express himself, to mingle, to be able to share information. And because of this, it allowed him to develop relationships, both in the public eye as well as at a celebrity status. And I think that's big. I think that's huge to be able to tell somebody, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to do it, and to see that coming to fruition is always a great thing. The show is also sponsored by Bright Car Spa at 360 Edgewood Avenue in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Make sure you contact them today, 404-913-4980. They have some great rates and fantastic packages starting as low as $15 to get your car clean on the exterior. But the best thing we've been actually able to present to our Loudmouth listeners is the opportunity to have a mini detail, which is actually about a $100 value that you're getting for $60. And what we want to do is make sure you go online to brightcarspa.com, BRITECARSPA.com, and see that online coupon that's on there available for you to redeem and get your car, SUV, or whatever done for $60 on that actual promotion. We also like to thank our other media partners, Fletcher & Sons 2 Auto Repair of Jonesboro, Georgia. They're doing their thing, offering full-service auto repair for both domestic and foreign vehicles. Make sure you stop in. They have a fantastic AC promotion for us to get your AC charged, to get your leak diagnostic check, charge up your Freon on your system for $99. Make sure you tell them Loudmouth Radio sent you when you go in and get that actual offer. As well as recognizing Digimo Printing of Stockbridge, Georgia, offering the best in digital graphic design and printing. Contact them today at 770-506-2996. You can also find them online at digimoprinting.com. Now, LoudmouthRadio.com is your source for all things empowered, inspired, and entertaining. hopefully you've had an opportunity to share this information with your friends. If you have not, start following us on Twitter at Loudmouth, LOUDDMOUTH, as well as on Facebook at Loudmouth Online. You also can see us on Instagram at Loudmouth, and also check out our blog and follow us at loudmouth.com. We want to thank all of our listeners tonight, and we hope that you've had a fantastic evening. And make sure you tune in for Night Talk Live with J.L. King. We'll play one of his best episodes as well at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Be blessed and be empowered.